Hey guys, everybody, this is Dave here, and I am doing a spreadsheet for you guys about how to do pricing for Supermarket Simulator. I have mine on another computer, so I always have it side by side next to when I'm playing, and I have just easy access to it. If you guys have multi-screens or anything that you can do this, I will show you how to do Excel sheet. So I am going to do a couple examples for you, and so you can easily follow along. So we'll just say first column is brand name. The next, there's multiple types of cereal. So the one we all know is the first cereal we get is called the Choco Pick cereal, if I can type straight. All right, Choco Pick. And next column is product type. So this will tell you what type of item it is. So it is a cereal. Next, unit price. When you go to the market, you're going to see numbers on there. Each item will say price per unit or unit price. So the last time I played, the unit price of the Choco Pick cereal was $3.53 per unit. Next, box total. This will set up the container price. We know in Choco Pick cereal that there are 12 units on a shelf and there are 12 in a box. 12 on a shelf, 12 in a box. So that gets us the box total. You just type that in. And then next we go by container price. This will tell you what the price is if you want to buy it straight away from your tablet. So we will do equal sum left parenthesis of our unit price asterisk for multiplying, and then box total number, close the parentheses, done. $42.36 per box. If you want to do, I do the market prices afterwards. So I'm gonna save off on that because I will do actually right here. I'll just do total retail. That's if you buy it straight from the scanner. And we're gonna do equal sum of this wrong thing. This number. And we're gonna go all the way down. A couple examples. And enter. So it's going to read these as zeros, and this is going to be the final price. If you want to go to market price, it'll be equal sum of this divided by 2. So /2. So 21.18, that is definitely half. And if you want to do any type of monetary numbers, you put the dollar signs in so you know this is your money. Okay, now here's some terminology I'm going to throw at you guys. So the acronym WIP, meaning work in progress. Now this is a warehouse term for product that is on the shelf, not in storage. So what happens is that if we have a lot of stuff that's in storage, but it gets moved to the main floor, you subtract it from your storage, your total storage, and it becomes work in progress. So I use this term to specify what is inside the store. So our work in progress, our WIP for cereal, if I have 2 shelves of 12, is 24. Now we go to our storage. Now since Choco Pick cereal holds 2 boxes on a shelf rack inside the storage room. So therefore I have 10 boxes lined up vertically. So 5 racks of 2. So that'd be 10 times 12. So that would be 120. And now we do the total. So this is going to add your storage with your WIP. So we have 144 units inside the store. Now this is the maximum amount of what can be inside the store. total between on the store shelves and on the shelf racks in the storage room. Now, when you're going around with your scanner, you don't even have to scan. Just hover over the tag on each shelf, and we're going to put in what we actually have. Now, this number could be anything. Let's just say it's 85. We had a busy store day, and we only have 85 left totally inside the store. It's that little kind of looks like a storage warehouse container symbol. You have your box symbol, then you have that other symbol. That number is how much you have totally inside the store, so shelf, your whip, and your storage room. Now we're going to figure out how much we need. Equal sum of our total minus what we have. 59 units. Okay, so we are short 59 units of Choco-Pick cereal. So how many boxes is that? Easy. So we're going to do boxes. You have like boxes. I'm just going to put boxes. Now, that's equal sum of 59 divided by 12. So 4.91667 boxes. But really, boxes, you're going to put in a 5. No, I'm sorry, not a 5, a 4. Because we cannot go over this decimal. That would be one box too much. So we want to have to the closest whole number rounding down. So now we know we need 4 boxes. And the cost is going to be equal sum of the box total, asterisk for multiplying, times the container price. So 169.44. Now we're going to do this. We're going to move this over. Now we're not going to use the container price, we're going to use the cost price. So I'm going to change this formula to here. Oh, I'll just delete it all the way out. So equal sum of this number, drag it down, close the parentheses, and autofill, I'm not going to acknowledge that. And then again, we divide this by 2. So for one box, you're expected to spend, for this number box, you'll spend either $169.44 plus the shipping fee of with the scanner, or if you buy it the box by box at the markets, it's going to be $84.72. And also I do this box total. So you get an idea of how many boxes you're going to buy, and then how much is going to fit into the truck, and a lot of other stuff. So you can kind of guess how many trips you're going to take. It's supposed to be right, equal sum of this. Scroll down to about L7. Okay, so it's still going to be 4. Now let's go to the next item on the list. I'm going to go with something random. I'm going to say cola. And it's a soda, obviously. The unit price is 54 cents. And its total in a box is 24. So again, container price, I'm going to just drop this down, copy that formula. So it's going to be $12.96 for the box. Now the whip is 24 because they fit 12 on a shelf. 2 shelves makes it 24. But remember, it's 10 times the box total. So that'd be 240. Our total will be, drag this down to copy the formula, 264. And we'll just say we have 150 total. And so now we know we need 114. Scroll this down. We're going to need 4.75 boxes. We type in a 4. And then this auto fills itself. See, this made that 8 boxes. It's going to cost $51 to buy that. And now we know we need this much money. I'm going to do a couple more examples. Let's just do Ron's sliced bread. Ron's sliced bread goes for $1.01. And it's 12, but that's for the box total. container price. Oop, I didn't want to do it that way. I want to hit this, not the arrow. You want the compass cursor, the crosshair. All right, now same thing. We know we have two shelves of 12, which is 24, and 10 times 12 is 120. Drag the total down. This gets you your total WIP and storage together. So you know you have 144 units, and we'd say we have 40. This is what you're going to be using your scanner on. You're going to hover over the tag, and then it'll say how much is inside the store. So that you have is how much you have. And this is how much you're going to need. So we need 144. So you're going to need 8 boxes of bread. And then it's going to cost $96. So now we're building up our total. And last example, we're going to do less peds, oil, Okay, oil goes, according to my sheet, $1.42 a unit price. There's 12 inside the container, inside the box. So 1704, again 24 WIP. Now storage. Oils, peanut butters, honeys, rice. Anyone knows that these types of products hold 6 items on one part of the shelf rack. So then it's going to be 6 times 12. So that's 72. So 96. Oh, this is how much we have, which is say I have 35. 61. I need about 5 boxes. And that 85.2. So there we go. This is how we're doing it, guys. And then final example, we're going to do toilet paper. Scroll down when we find toilet paper on my other screen. Oh, it's because it's by each store. So again, you're going to learn your stores, which goes in which. So this is kind of like a deli list. You're going to do a one for the deli. You're going to do one for the dairy store, one for the cleaning store, one for the liquor store, one for the produce store. But for the sake of argument, no, we'll just stick with potatoes, so I don't have to jump from unit to unit, because potatoes is the example I want to use about the singular boxes. Because potato bags. So it's Miam is the brand name. Potato bag. Now unit price for a potato is $3.55. And there's 4 in a box. So 14.2 is a box. Now WIP, if you do a one whole shelf line, you're going to do 8. If you do another one, you're going to do 16, and that's what I usually do. And then storage, I do entire shelf rack. So I use the tall shelves. So that'd be 2 times 5, which would be 10 total, times 4 is 40. That's not a lot of potatoes, and so they're going to run out fast. I might double up. So total amount of potatoes between what's inside the store, our WIP, and what's inside our storage. Total of that is 56. And let's say we have 32. So we need 24. So that's going to be 6 boxes even. 6. Just type our 6 there. Because this is where the calculation is being done. How many boxes times the container price over here cost. So all that added up will give us our shopping price. That's it, guys. That's all it is. Just know this setup. It works perfectly in my mind. I'm not going to change it on mine end. It looks pretty decent. So just go with it. I follow it perfectly, and it tells me what my shopping day is. All the only things I have to do is type in what I have, or maybe adjust the unit price based on what the price of the item changes for the day. And so you have to go to the market screen on your computer, find that item, and then re-enter the unit price to get your container price. And then you just enter what you have inside the store. You're going to get a random numbers of boxes, round down to the nearest number. You just enter, what that number is. The prices will auto-populate. The number of boxes will auto-populate if you want to keep track of how many boxes you're going to have to buy. And you're going to have your total retail price, but instead you still have to add on the shipping price. This is just the basic market price, the retail. And this will be what you're spending at the markets. And if you go store by store, make sure you total these numbers all together. So per store. So here, this number for the deli, another number for the cleaning store, another number for the liquor store, another number for the meat and dairy. Total that up, divide by 2, and you look at how much money you have, and you know what you can afford. I'm going to do one for vending machines on my own screen, but it's going to be the same thing as this. But though not for the store, it's going to be for vending machines, where WIP would be what's inside the vending machine. And then what I have, that's visible on a screen, on your computer screen for what's in the vending. And it's going to tell me how many boxes I need. And I'll just add a couple for side storage. Okay. So that's it for that. Let's talk about pricing now. So I'm going to keep this. I'm just going to copy this. What'd I do? I hit Shift C, or I hit Function C, not Control C for copy. Because this keyboard, it dims itself if I don't actively use it for 30 seconds. Alright, so we're keeping this. Now, unit price is going to be changed to market price. Now, when you go to your pricing sheet, it's going to say market price next to it. And when you hover over the screen tag, the item tag, using your scanner, it's going to have that too. It's going to have market price. And you can adjust what price you want. I prefer using the pricing sheet on your computer instead of scanning item to item. So I'm going to say this is our market price. Now here we're going to change this to percentage increase. So this will be final price. And then all this stuff is useless. So percent increase, we're going to say it's going to be 1.05. I use 1.05. You can choose it whatever you want. If you want 10%, use 1.1. If you're using 7%, 1.07, and so on. So now we're going to do, it's already set up for this number times this number. So instead of market price, it's going to go to your final price, which is going to be $3.70. We'll just make this more reasonable. We'll just say 3.20, 4.25, 6.50, and we'll keep that 3.55. I don't care. So this will be what you're typing in. So for mine, I've said so many times, if you listen to my videos, I don't round up to the nearest decimal point for cents. I've just chopped that off because the way the customers are super picky about price, they complain at 5%, but I keep it kind of low. Maybe 2 or 3 customers will complain about price. So I am not changing it enough by it. Like, I don't mind 2 people not buying a certain item. So if that extra little penny increase for 371 versus 370, where they start to complain, I don't take that risk. I just do 370. I ignore what is after that decimal place. So 446, 682, 372, not 373. So if I go here, let's see if I can shrink the decimals and see if they don't round up. Ooh, this one. No, they do round up. So I would leave it here just to see the number, ignore the third place. Because if I go away, it's going to round up automatically. So 373 when it should be 372. And 370 instead of 371. So I'm going to keep it this visual. So this would be like your second tab. So your first tab would be rename, we'll just say buy list /inventory. Next one, rename it to pricing. And let's do one more. Budget. Well, this will be my budget screen. This is where you're going to put, say, your standard bills, your salary for your employees, rent, and then let's do loan as well. So we'll just say I have my employees, it costs $800. My standard bills is like $150. My rent is $150, and we'll just say I owe $250 in loans per day. So total. So my standard bills, or its equal sum, drag that down. This will get us the sum total of that. So $13.50 is my bills for the day. Now this is what I owe every day to keep the store running. Now, what about my stock? Your stock you'll get from your total market price or your retail price. And then you're going to add that to your pricing, your budget. So let's do inventory stock. So whatever number that was, let's just say it's $3,500. And let's do market inventory. So it'll be this number divided by half. Okay, $1,750. Now, what if we want to buy a license? Our licenses are expensive, so are store gross. So our storage room growth. Let's put storage room. So is furniture. So, and then paints and flooring. So all this costs money. Would you say $3,000, $5,000? Storage room would say $1,500. Furniture, $2,000. Paint and flooring, $400. So equal sum of, so we want to get a new license. We need the store growth to fill it. We need more storage room. We need furniture, so we need extra shelf racks. We're gonna need extra, like maybe freezers or fridges, lights. Like maybe if you want to do an extra sign for like what the product is, paint and flooring, because if you're painting your store and everything. So let's just make this total. We're gonna do this plus our market inventory. So we're gonna say we're gonna buy all of our stock at the market, and we're gonna keep up with our standard bills. So at the end of the day, before you close out the day, you're gonna need, I don't know why it went to value. Oh, because I summationed a lot of stuff. This total should be this total. And then let's go to grand total. And again, if you want to get a new license, everything that goes with it, you need that times, well, plus this, plus that. So you need 15 grand at the end of a day to pay for everything. So what if you can like buy one thing at a time? So again, you want to keep up your inventory in stock. Like some things are priorities. Salary is definitely a priority. You have to pay their team. So that comes out daily out of your bills. It comes daily out of your standard money every day. Your bills, rent, and loan can sit for 3 days until it starts auto paying. So if you don't want to worry about auto paying, pay them off every day. Pay the loan until it's fully done. Keep up the bills, make sure they're automatically paid every day. If you want to let them sit for a couple of days, ignore this. You can put 0 for those. I'm going to put 0. So now we know we're only worrying about the salary of our people. That money has to get paid. So inventory. So we know we have to either spend $13.50 or $17.50. In my grand total, I have it set for $17.50. Now I know if I ignore paying bills and rent and loans for that one day, I'm going to pay $14,450 to have everything I need for the new license. So stock will go, in whatever our license stock is. Save yourself an extra 1,000 or two for that. So I'm going to add this license stock, an extra grand. And I'm just going to space this out. And let's add this into the grand total. So if we need to stock our shelves with our new items, all right, parentheses, what do I do? I have an extra parenthesis. All right, so now our total is $15,450. So again, if you don't want to get the license, you just want to worry about increasing your store, cancel that out. So now we know we just need 12,000. If we just want to just get, say, just the store growth itself, just zero these out. But the paint and flooring keep if you want to do, you know, put your floor paint in the way you want it. So then now you only need $8,950. So everyone's saying like, oh, I need a budget sheet. I need like other things. Some people want, I've seen the comments say that they want a sheet of how much of each product has been sold. You can keep track of that yourself by doing of all the items. If you look at what you started for the day, like 50, and then you end up 35, then you know 15 items got sold. That stuff you can take care of yourself. If you want to do another sheet like that, kind of track what items do per day. So that is what I call my DOH sheet. Now, DOH, days on hand. Again, is another warehouse term where you have, I don't know, like how much units per day are used, and overall how much days on hand of product you have, where it will say basically how much days you will have to for that product, which statistically will run out. So I'm going to take this. All right. Now, again, I keep hitting Function C, not Control C. Okay. I was going to use that template. Now we have our products. We're not going to use these totals. Okay. So we're going to do start of a day, end of day, consumption, how many items were consumed or bought, and then we're going to do day 1, day 2, day 3. I'm going to copy and paste this. Let's see if it automatically does it 4, 5, and 6. Yes, it does. Okay, average, and then DOH. Okay, so this is stuff that you're going to keep track of every day. So I have 40 units of cereal in a day. That's the start, and I had 25. So again, your consumption would be equal sum of start minus that. So 15. So day 15, day 1, we used 15 items. Okay? Now, I would start actively taking the DOH seriously at 3 days. And then go up to 7, and then start adding it back in to the next week. So you finish 7, and then after that you go back to day 1. So these numbers I said you're going to have to enter in. So that's day 1, we used 15. And then say we bought a bunch of cereal. Now we have 90 units, and now at the end of that day we had 70 units. So we used 20. Enter that in for day 2. And say we didn't buy any more cereal, so we started with the day with 70. And we ended up the day with 65. So 5. So our average would be these 3 summed up. So I put extra parentheses, close the parentheses, divided by how many numbers of days, so divide by 3. And I don't know why I didn't get the value correctly, because I have a number of parentheses. And another one. Missing one or more open parentheses. That should be fine. Why is this not working? Should be the summation of these, F3, G3, H3, divided by 3. I'm just going to add them together. Okay. All right, so 13.33 units. Okay. Now, we know we have 65 units at that start of the day. So we're going to take our start of day equal sum of our start of a day divided by our average. 4.875. So this is how many days on hand of items you have. So you know your stock is going to last for 4 whole days where you don't have to buy cereal. Okay, so hope you guys understand that. But then, like, how do you know when to buy? You're not going to wait for this number to hit 0 because the amount of consumption could go up, affecting your average. That's why 7 days is a better range to see how much you actually use over that time. So let's say I did 8 here, 12 here, 4 there, and 16 there. So maybe we had a couple light days. So our average turns. I'm gonna delete this. Let's see if it actually works this time. Divide by 7. I don't know why it does not want to do that. Like, maybe let's put an extra brand of parentheses. Alright, still doesn't go, so I have to add these in all of them. So G3, H3, I3, J3, K3, and 11, and L3. Wait, HI. Alright. And we don't need this extra set of parentheses. Okay. So now it says I have 5 days. Now this is your whole list of products. So you have, say, 50 products here. You'll go down your list and you'll make a shopping list for you. You'll be like, okay, if you don't want to buy everything maxed out according to the buy list inventory, and you just want to focus on just buying what you need for a day. So DOH, if it's under 3 days, that's your time to buy, because it could last an extra day, could last 2 whole days, but I think if it's under 3 days, that's when you buy. So then you're going to scroll down your list. So this will last like 5 days. Wait, this will last 9 days. That should be a 5. This will last 7.3 days, 2.7 days. So you're like, okay, I only have enough potatoes. I'm under 3 days. Buy all your potatoes back to maximum. That's what you should do on that point. So that way you're knowing, oh, like if I want to save money, we're gonna make certain things last longer in your stock room, and you don't want to buy everything all like have really long shopping days, then I recommend doing this way. Track your consumption of every item every day. Type it in here. Your average will auto-populate as long as the formula works correctly. Your DOH will automatically populate, and then just eyeball scanning down and see like, all right, this is like 2.7 under 3. Like I need more potatoes. Like I need to buy all my potatoes. Or you can even do this where you say like, a box of something expensive like steak or sushi, and you add it to the start of the day, and it brings it up over 3-day limit. So you're like, oh, okay, I only need like 1 box of steak. I don't have to buy 5 boxes of steak. So then that's just cheaper for you. So 1 box of steak versus 5, that saves you money. So that brings it up. It'll adjust the DOH to be above 3. That's what I'm going with. So let's do an example of that. So we're going to drop this down to 40. All right, not low enough. 25. Okay, there we go. Now, say we buy 1 box of cereal. A box of cereal is 12 units, so we're going to increase this to 37. 3.2. Way better. Buy 1 box of cereal. It'll last you an extra day. Ignore the consumption. These kind of like will do whatever they need to do. Just it's just going to be crazy to keep an eye on them. This is like a more interactive sheet where you have to really focus on it. It's like not recommended. I will just buy everything straight up off the buy list inventory instead. So, but if you want to do it this way to save yourself some money, please do so. But like I said, it's going to be very interactive. You're punching in the data yourself. All right, guys, I think I did plenty of sheets for you guys. I hope you find this entertaining. Pricing, budget, how to buy stuff. I personally like my inventory sheet when it's all maxed out. Like I will know exactly how much I need to spend per day and how to plan my budget that way. And pricing, of course, works awesome. I copied, cut all that stuff I needed, but it will tell you how to increase your price to what you want it to be like for above market value. So hope you guys like this and get back to the regular videos and just some fun gameplay. All right, guys, I thank you for watching and I hope you enjoyed this.